Hello everyone, I'm Iron Phoenix and welcome to Minecraft. So, announcement time. Industrial Craft 2 recently got a note. Let me just bring up the page. I haven't done one of these for a while, so give me a sec. Right, there's been some there have been a few changes. Advanced miner on chunk load was resetting. That's now apparently fixed. Batteries now stack. And then there's just a few other sort of bits and pieces, you know, all dipped for circuits and various other little bits and pieces. But probably the biggest news for Industrial Craft is that as of build 398, it has been ported over to 1.7. Now I haven't tried it yet in 1.7, and I'm probably not going to try it yet for quite some time. The reasoning for this is that unless I'm actually doing some big showcase of a new feature of Industrial Craft, chances are that 1.7 port, it's only just been shifted over, it's going to be even more buggy than Industrial Craft currently is. So for the moment I'm not going to be moving over to 1.7 yet, well, until they do a big feature that I can really showcase. So we are in the server. Now I did an episode yesterday, but I was kind of rushed, and basically what turned out was utter tripe. So we're going to do a bit of a longer episode today, maybe couple of half-hour ones rather than a couple of 25-minute ones, something along those lines. We'll see how it goes, I guess. So a few things have changed since then. So we've got this nature area, semi-safe high voltage. This is going to be our dye producing facility, but there's some things to come yet for that to actually be functional. What else do we have? We've got Twilight Portal and Nether Portal. We have a little shop down here. Now the shop isn't functional yet, but it will soon be, with a little bit of trickery. This is the ye olde fishy shoppy. Raw fish and donations, so people will be able to put donations into the donations chest and it will suck it down into the inventory, and then it will give out fish as sort of a reward sort of thing. Well, people will buy fish with things that they want to donate, essentially. If they want to just donate seeds, they can. I mean, it's not like I'm not swimming in fish, but yeah. So that's that. There'll be some other cool sort of neat things. I've kind of got a few things planned. So let's see what else. The node that I set up next to is actually a sinister node, which is what dark nodes used to be called. So I've just lit up that area, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add lamps instead of torches, so I can turn off those lamps and spawn some furious zombies as part of the defense systems for the island. Let me see. Oh, we've got some else magical stuff. I think we've already done that. We've got a load of Thorncraft Arts magical stuff there. A couple of cactus. We've moved the pulverizer over here. Tree farm is properly set up now. It's all powered. Sludge boiler over there. All the items that the sludge boiler creates gets put into that chest. All the sludge that this creates gets put into the sludge boiler, and then the sludge boiler is powered from the main system, just using a steam engine. We've got an XP grate, so I can dump all my XP in there. Tinker's construct is up and running. We've got a full fence around the compound, around both compounds, so they're both now safe areas. And down here we have what we're going to be working on today. So remember, I don't know, can't remember if I did, but we've got this barrel sorting system. Anyway, it's not really a sorting system, it's a place for me to dump all my rubbish that I don't really care about. So that's going to be going soon. We've also got some nether water went to the nether, so we've also got that. And down here, it's a little bit of a long journey, But down here we have my new sorting system. This is the Project Red sorting system, and I must say I am very impressed with what they've done with Project Red. See, Project Red is basically the Red Power 2 replacement, but unlike, say, the bus replacement services which you always get from like railways and tubes and the like, this is actually a decent replacement for it. It's kind of a mix between logistics pipes and what Red Power 2 kind of did with its sorting system. So, for example, if I want to pull something out of here, say I want a zombie brain, I can say submit. And what this will do is it will pull it out from there using all the cool effects and it'll dump it in this chest. Say I don't want that zombie brain anymore, I can put it into this chest and it will pull it out of that chest and send it back into the system. There it goes. Basically I don't want to use applied energistics as much as I do tend to use it for these things. I just think it's a little bit of a cheat to always use applied energistics, and there's other ways of using sorting systems and other ways of crafting, and I think I think that we should kind of experiment with and use in our various builds. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to think about exactly what I'm going to be doing for this episode. It will be something to do with this sorting system because I do need to get it up and running properly, and I'll explain about the different components in this system and about the circuits, because these ships kind of come out and go back in again. We'll talk about that and exactly what's going on. So, I'll see you in a sec. And we're back. So, here's the plan. I'm going to do a quick showcase of what Red Power is, and then we'll just kind of amble around and do some stuff. Now, I've done a little bit of prelim stuff, so let's just jump into it. So, Red Power offers a sorting sort of pipes that you can use for sorting systems, and there's also some crafting options. But the crafting option, well, when I added the crafting pipe to the network, the server then crashed, and I'm not sure if it was me putting the crafting pipe on or something completely just whatever. I'm not going to try that again, but what I will do is the rest of the stuff that I've worked out anyway. So all these pipes, so the item transport pipe is your basic pipe, but this pipe just transports items. What you need to connect an inventory to the network are these things. Now these are, I should get the name of this, if we go to Project Red and we go down to the pipes, here we go. So anything where you're going to have a junction of some kind, you use routed junction pipe. Wherever you've got a connection that needs to be made to any kind of chest, no matter if you're pulling out of it or putting into it, whatever, you use a routed interface pipe. Routed crafting pipes, I'm not completely sure they actually work as intended yet, and as I said, I added one to my network and the server crashed, and I don't know if that was something I'd done or just pure coincidence, but I'm not trying that again. Routed request pipe is what I've got out on the front. That's that downloading thing. Basically what that does is it allows you to request an item to go into a chest that's attached to it, and that will pull from any inventory on the network which it can see, and we'll go into that in a second. Now I don't know what extension pipe does. Logically speaking, it would, make a pipe longer than it actually is, but not completely sure. So the ones that I've worked out so far are the item responder chip, the extractor chip, the broadcaster chip, and the Stocktaker chip. Not completely sure about the terminator or the overflow responder or the dynamic item responder chip yet, but logically speaking, that's something to do with overflows, that's something to do with dynamic item responding, and that's something to do with terminating. Yeah. So let's talk about the pipes. So this is we say this is the request pipe. So at this point, what it's doing is it's looking in all the inventories that it can see where there's a broadcast chip in the interface, and it's showing me what's in there. So if I wanted a routed interface pipe, for example, I could do that. I could say I want that one, and it will drop it into the attached chest. If you don't have a chest attached to it, it will just spit it out onto the floor. So I kind of added the chest there so that if for whatever reason the server's being a bit laggy, whatever, the item doesn't go onto the floor, it goes into the chest. It's a better way of doing things, so we don't have loose items lying around really. And then if I don't decide that I don't want it anymore, I can put it into this chest. Now this chest, in its interface, it has an item extractor chip, and we can just pull it out so we can have a look at it. So before you put this chip into anything whatsoever, you actually have to configure it. And you can configure it by clicking on these nodes. So that's the orientation. Haven't messed with that, just left it at default. And then filter. This allows you to filter it so you can have a blacklist or a whitelist. I switch it to blacklist. So these items are blacklisted. There's nothing in there, so it's going to pull out all the items. So we can just put that back in there. You can have up to 4 chips in each of these interfaces, which is kind of cool, especially as you're going to be mixing and matching. So for this chest, I didn't need a broadcast chip in it because I don't need the system to know what's in this chest, because anything that goes into this chest is going to be pulled out and put into the iron chests anyway. In these two, we have an item responder chip and an item broadcaster chip. That's just got a broadcaster chip in because I haven't done the responder chip yet. But all of these will have a responder chip and a broadcaster chip in them. So they will all say to the network, "Hey, this is what we've got in our chests." But they will all also have a list of what is actually going to be in them. So at the moment, they are just free-for-all chests. But I will specify. So that one could be metals, that can be dusts, that can be pizza, that can be fish. You get the idea. So I've shown you that one. The broadcast chip isn't any different, except that it has a priority as well as a filter and orientation. And the responder chip just has a priority and a filter. So the responder is it's your filter. It's saying these items can go into this chest, but it's not asking for those items. It's just saying, yeah, this can go here, this can go here. And your broadcast chip is just telling everyone. The other one, the Stocktaker. Where was the Stocktaker? I think that's actually in my one of these inventories. Let me just pull my Stocktaker out. So what the Stocktaker does is that it says, look, I need this in this inventory. So I need a certain amount of this item in this inventory. So a possible use for this could be, so you have your main storage down here, and you have your crafting, you have a request pipe up there, a request pipe down here, whatever. But you might say, well, over at the fish stall, I want this chest to always be stocked with fish, and you could specify the amount. So you could say, I want this chest to always be to be filled with 32 fish, and then if anybody takes any fish out of there, the system will say, oh, got to send some fish down there, and it will send fish down there. So let's just show you what that's all about. So this one, stock of 64 redstone. So that one's saying, hey, I need 64 redstone. And there it goes. That's now pulling out of any chest that's got a broadcaster in it, that's got the resources, and it's just pulling it out and then sticking it into the chest that's asking for it. But that will only hold a certain amount. I mean, you can mix and match. You can say, well, I also want all my glowstone to go in there, but I only want some of my redstone. And so that would be the role of the stockkeeper, and then you can have your broadcast and etc, etc. So, you know, that's that. So at this point now, I've explained this system, so now I'm just going to basically potter around and do some various bits and pieces. I want to get the stockkeeper upstairs and set that up, and then get some more pipes. Just basically get this system running. So tonight's job will be to get this system running, because at the moment upstairs I've got loads of chests and I've no idea what's in any of them. So today will just be me pottering around getting this system sorted out. So we've got a nice storage system whereby if I need anything I can just go to a request pipe and ask for it. So yeah, and I'll just be talking you through anything new or interesting that I'm doing, but chances are I'm not going to be doing anything really new or interesting bar what you've already seen here. So what do we need to do? I also need to get some I need a saw as well, which means digging around in my chest. Hopefully I've put it in here. I suppose there are a couple of benefits to using this system over applied energistics, over logistics pipes. This is I think a lot cheaper than the logistics pipes, and it doesn't use any power as well. So that's one up for applied energistics, because I can always access my stuff. I don't have a lot of power going around at the moment, so to have this kind of system is good. I might in the future use an applied energistics system combined with this one, so that I can do auto crafting, but I wouldn't actually use sort of I wouldn't use applied energistics storage. I would use inventory buses hooked to these chests so that I can do crafting using those systems. You know, mixing and matching, that's what I do. So let's get down to it. Let's do stuff. Right, that's just nothing. That's so we need to get a saw and my glass, and let's see what we've got. Don't need any of that. What I want is clear glass. Why are they in there? Let's have a look. As you can see, it's all a little bit of a mess. Got plenty of raw fish though, which is good. So something like these, for example, what I would want to do is, so these are my output chests for my furnace stuff. I would leave these chests here, but I would pull out anything that goes into them into the main system, and then we can sort of redo stuff from there. In regards to access, I think the only access I really want to have is to a chest here. So it's still linked to this system, but you know, so we can request stuff from here. Well, we can sort of, you know, I can stick request pipes all over the island, so you know, it doesn't really matter too much. So yeah, let's see if we can find this bloody saw. It's in one of my chests. I can't remember which one. There it is. So I think I can multi-block. Yeah, I can. Awesome. So clear glass covers. They will be looking pretty badass, I think. And then, in regards to the rest of this, I think what we'll probably do is use construction foam over the rest of it. But I think that looks pretty good, actually. Just watched Total Biscuit play the Rambo game. I wouldn't recommend buying the Rambo game. It's an on-rails shooter, of all things. Honestly. Who in their right minds makes an on-rails shooter with a movie game thing in this day and age? It's ridiculous. Right. Let me check. Oh. Project. I need that one. So rooted junction pipe, glowstone and redstone. So what was it? It was 2 glowstone, 6 of that, 1 of that. Oh no, it was that one needed. So this will allow me, when I hook it up into the system, to pull stuff out. Oh damn it, I got a crafting pipe instead. I wanted that one. Right, so now we've got to make more of this stuff, and it's not exactly cheap. That was a bit of an expensive mistake, especially as I can't use crafting pipes yet, so just shovel my junk into here. I don't need my golden shovel either. As I've said before, I think possibly, don't know. The golden shovel isn't actually for digging things. It's for expanding plots of land with the plugin that they use, the anti-grief plugin. So yeah, that's why I got that. Was it the rooted junction pipe? I needed, don't think I've got any red dye. Oh, right. No, right, I've got to go to Twilight Forest because I don't have any bees to get red dye, and I had a little bit of a hunt around to get some bees. But a lot of these places have been cleared out. I don't particularly want to take it from there because that's the main gate. There'll be some lingering around here. Might as well just grab this stuff as well. Some deer. Ah, there's some rows. Run over here. Yeah, this is the Twilight Forest. It's quite twilighty. And not really that foresty around my gate, though I do have some rather unwelcoming pools of sludge go around my gate, so fell in it earlier. That's always not fun at all. Right, 5 should be enough. Let's just take it all. I think we've got it all. 12, 13 should be enough because we'll get a reasonable amount. The problem is that we've got to make Lumar. Can't do that because I've got the chat closed. We need to make Lumar to and Lumar is a little bit expensive because you need 2 of the dye and 2 glowstone for each Lumina, and you quite often need a couple of Lumina for the recipe anyway, so yeah, it can be a little bit pricey. Did we need any? Oh, we've got some yellow. Yeah, that's be enough. Only I don't think we actually need that. I think we need green dye. Is it the... No, not the interface. It's this one. Yeah, it's green and red. Do I have green dye? Yeah, I've got cactus. Because of... yeah, I kind of had a bit of a fly around, so we've got reeds and we've got cactus now. Just need a way of getting the flowers. I've got something in the works, but it's not quite ready yet. So for now, we'll just do it the old-fashioned way of going to Twilight Forest and rinsing that. There we go. It should be enough for. Yeah, that should be fine. And is there anything else that I need for that? Redstone, which I can get from downstairs anyway. Yeah. But let's go back down. And here we go. So what we need to do is get out, let's say 8, submit that, and we'll also get out some of that as well. So let's do this. So green, red and redstone. It was that, and then that, and then we can do that. So we've got some rooted junction pipe. Now, rooted junction pipe is basically the core thing of all of this, and I didn't bother to bring it down any diamonds down to dye. That's not useful. So what do we need? We need diamonds, and I think it was just redstone. So redstone like that. What am I doing? We'll take it upstairs. So I've got a crafting table upstairs, and that's where all my diamonds are. So this is going to be the first of 2 that we're going to make. So one will go down here. So I'll have a request pipe for whenever I'm doing stuff down here. And then one will go up top. So that will go there, and then what I need to do is I need to say, hey, I need a chest. Oh, come on. That's interesting. The chunk unloaded? It shouldn't be. That's a little bit strange. Is it too far away, perhaps? That's very odd. Okay, well, what I can do, well, we'll have to see. We'll have to experiment a little bit with that. What I will do is just ask for that chest. It's a little bit interesting. I'll have to have a little bit of a look to see if there's any kind of... It's always possible that we don't have... No, hold on. We may not have enough range or something. Right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take this routed junction pipe. Because this basically finds routes. There might be a minimum route. Let's see. Right, that's now connected to that, and that's now connected to that. So there does seem to be a factor there. So if the ends are red, it's not connected to a network. If the ends are green, then it is. And if the ends are red, then you might need to stick a junction pipe in just to kind of help it find routes. See, we're finding out all this stuff together. So now I have access to my main network, and that's brilliant because I can quickly access stuff, and that's exactly what I want. So what comes next? Well, we've got to lay as much of this pipe as possible now from all of these different components, and then converge it in on this area here. So we'll have to have some kind of a convergence. How are we going to do this? I would put the convergence down there, but I think it would be too deep. I want the convergence point to be possibly just under, not exactly, not the block below, but the block below that, so a couple of blocks down. And then on each of these we need the interface pipe. So I think what we'll do is I'll make I'm going to get rid of that chest. That's not going to be needed anymore. That one might not be needed either, because I can tell it to always keep this stocked with charcoal, and we're going to be pulling it out of the main network, so I don't think we're going to need this chest or this system either. So I guess we get rid of this. I'll get a crescent hammer and get rid of all these bits and pieces. Actually, no, I can just pick it away. Sweet. There it goes. And we can get rid of that and that and that. Now, I'm not going to be completely focusing on using red power. There are going to be some other things that I'm going to use, because we now have our coke oven up, for example. And our coke oven is going to make us creosote. And creosote is the key component in making rails. We're going to have a railway system. The railway system, well, there's probably going to be a couple of different railway systems. One of these is going to be going down to the dock area, and that's not exactly going to be a railway system per se, but a way of moving. I suppose that is a railway system, so might make it interconnected. Not completely sure exactly how we're going to all work it out, but there will be a railway system that goes down to the dock. There'll also be a railway system that goes down to where the radar tower is going to be, and there'll also be a railway system downstairs down where I've got that tunnel at the moment. I'm going to put a railway system kind of next to it, and it all might just be one interconnected thing with routing and signals and the whole works. Not completely sure on the deal, on quite what the deal is going to be yet, but you know me, it's going to be interesting. Let's do that. Just going to see how long this video has been going on for now, so back in a sec. Ah yes, so turns out that was going on for half an hour, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this video here, and thanks for watching, and I will see you next time for another episode of me having fun with junction pipes. So yeah, thanks for watching, see you next time.